Talent development in soccer is often discussed as if it begins at the academy level. In reality, development outcomes are shaped long before structured training ever begins. Participation, access, economic constraints, organizational design, and competitive alignment all determine who remains in the system long enough to benefit from development. In this video, I want to examine talent development, not as a single stage, but as a system, and explain how system design, more than player potential alone, shapes long-term outcomes. In previous strikes discussions, we examined barriers to entry and early filtering in soccer systems. This conversation builds directly on that work, because development cannot be separated from the pathways that lead into it. Talent development is often framed as something that begins once a player enters an academy or elite training environment. But by the time a player reaches that point, the effective talent pool has already been significantly narrowed. Who participates, who gets seen, who is retained, and who exists, these are not random outcomes. They are consequences of system design. If we want to understand development, we must examine the structures that shape participation, retention, and opportunity over time. One of the clearest examples of system design influencing outcomes is the contrast between American and European youth development models. European club-funded systems are structurally aligned with long-term professional integration. Many American systems, by contrast, operate under pay-to-play and participation-driven frameworks. 1. Funding models shape access. 2. Coaching structures shape learning environments. 3. Competitive alignment shapes developmental stress. And finally, 4. Incentives shape decision-making. These differences don't just affect who enters development environments. They fundamentally affect who remains within them. Talent loss in soccer is often attributed to individual failure, characterized by 1. A lack of resilience, 2. A lack of work ethic, or 3. A lack of ability. But research and applied observation tell a different story. Attrition is more accurately understood as a system outcome, not an individual one. At each transition point, club entry, team selection, competitive stratification, development environments, the system filters players based on access, timing, and short-term performance indicators. The players who reach advanced stages represent those who remained, not necessarily those with the greatest long-term potential. Talent development is not optimized by perfect identification alone. It requires systems that maintain broad participation pools, delay irreversible decisions, align competition with developmental readiness, and tolerate nonlinear trajectories. When systems prioritize early performance over long-term adaptation, they systematically exclude late developers. This is not a talent problem. It is a design problem. Within the strikes framework, talent development is viewed as an adaptive process, constrained by system design. Applied sports science must operate at the system level, not just the evaluation stage. Who has access? Where does attrition occur and why? Are incentives aligned with long-term outcomes? How tolerant is the system of uncertainty? Optimizing development does not require eliminating uncertainty. It requires designing systems that work with it. Talent development outcomes in soccer reflect the structures, incentives, and constraints of the systems in which players operate. Attrition is not merely an individual phenomenon, it is a design feature. Organizations seeking sustainable pathways must look beyond selection decisions and examine the environments that shape participation, retention, and opportunity over time. Talent is not lost randomly, it is filtered by design. If you're interested in applied system-level approaches to talent development, explore more Strike's applied sports science content on this channel.